All right, we welcome you to a meeting of the Buchanan Community Schools Board of Education. Our regular meetings have been posted on our district website, in our central office, and in each district school building. Tonight's agenda has been posted on our website and emailed out to the BCS Board of Education Community subscription. Our school board members receive the agenda and all supporting documents for reports and action items several days prior to this scheduled meeting, so they can review information, prepare questions or comments, and are ready to participate fully in the discussions and votes that encompass the duties of their office. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. The Buchanan Community Schools Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on district matters as indicated during the public comment portion of the agenda. We request that each interested participant complete and turn in a public comment card to ensure responses can be appropriately addressed. Thank you for your support of Buchanan Community Schools. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Here.
Mrs. Berry?
Here.
Mrs. Brackett?
Here.
Mrs. Lesh?
Here.
Dr. Carlin's absent. Mrs. Ryder?
Here.
Dr. Burnett?
Here.
Okay, we are on to item D, election of acting chairperson. Members of the board should now elect an acting chairperson until the election of the president. Is there a motion?
I make a motion that Ms. Robinson serve as acting chairperson until the election of the president has been completed. Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Brackett?
Yes.
Mrs. Lesh?
Yes.
Mrs. Ryder?
Yes.
Dr. Burnett?
Yes.
Thank you. We are on to action item E, election of president, E1. A board member makes a motion to nominate a member for the president. The vote is taken. If the nominated member receives at least 4 votes, they become president. If the first nominee does not receive 4 votes, a member would read the motion again and nominate a different member, and votes be taken again.
I make a motion that Harvey Burnett serve as president of the Buchanan Board of Education until the organizational meeting on January of 2025.
Roll call.
But
Mr. Carlson?
we need a support.
No, there's
No,
not.
not a support?
No support on
No
that.
support, okay. Go ahead, roll
Just a
call.
nomination.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Brackett?
Yes.
Mrs. Lesh?
Yes.
Mrs. Ryder?
Yes.
Dr. Burnett?
Okay, the nomination passes. And passing the
Yes,
book
this
down along with the gavel.
The infamous gavel.
Her packet. It's right here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Moving on to the nomination for vice president. And again, as was shared, if the nomination member receives at least 4 votes, they become vice president. If the first nominee does not receive 4 votes, a member would read the motion again and nominate a different member, and votes be taken again. This motion does not need to be seconded.
I nominate Katie Berry to serve as the Vice President of the Buchanan Board of Education until the organizational meeting in January of 2025.
And roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Do I vote on my own?
You can vote for yourself.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Lesh?
Yes.
Dr. Mrs. Ryder?
Yes.
Dr. Burnett?
Yes. And moving on to the election of secretary. Again, the board will make a nomination for secretary, and the vote will be taken. The nominated member needs to receive at least 4 votes, and then they become secretary. If the first nominee does not receive 4 votes, a member would read the nomination again and nominate a different member, and votes be taken. Again, the motion does not need to be seconded. And we need a nomination.
I nominate Kelly Lesh to serve as Secretary of the Board of Education until the organizational meeting of January of 2025.
Roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Brackett?
Yes.
Mrs. Lesh?
Yes, I accept.
Mrs. Ryder?
Yes.
Dr. Burnett?
Yes. And moving on to election of treasurer. Again, a board member will make a motion to nominate a member for treasurer, and then the vote will be taken. The member needs to receive at least 4 votes, and then they become treasurer. If the nominee does not receive 4 votes, the member would read the motion again and nominate a different member, and votes be taken again. The motion does not need to be seconded. And roll call.
I'll nominate Chris Carlson to serve as treasurer of the Buchanan Board of Education until the organizational meeting in January of 2025.
Roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Oh, am I supposed to be doing this too?
Yes.
Mrs. Berry?
Yes.
Mrs. Brackett?
Yes.
Mrs. Lesh?
Yes.
Mrs. Ryder?
Yes.
Dr. Burnett?
Yes. I think Kelly can take over now.
I was like, oops. Thanks, Michelle.
All right, we'll be moving on to the adoption of the agenda, but before we do that, just to say one thing. As we, with the new officers, one of the things to think about for next year at the organizational meeting is transitioning and getting other board members to step up to do leadership positions. So I'm glad Katie, and then for sure, this will be important for our other positions in the future, or next year, so. Right. Adoption of the agenda, we need a motion, please. Yes.
I would like to make an amendment to the committee assignment, if that's appropriate at this time.
We'll do it when we get there.
And next, yeah.
And
When we get
Jay.
there, we'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. Adoption of the agenda. Motion, please.
I make a motion that the agenda for the organizational board meeting of January 8th, 2024 be adopted as written.
Support.
And roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett?
Yes. Moving on to recognition of visitors. Welcome, and I shouldn't say this, but go blue, but anyway. All right, superintendent department reports, anything to add? Ms.
Nothing to add.
Okay. Public comment, don't have any public comment cards, so we're gonna move right on to recommended action, committee assignments, and, Ms. Ryder, you
Yeah,
had,
after a great deal of thought, we only have 2 board members on curriculum and programming. And since that's what school is all about, is education of our students, I think we should have 3 members on that committee
Yeah.
in the future, now and in the future. That's a
Support.
recommendation.
How do you?
I actually agree, and I think when we started, it was only one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it
In
was.
fact, I'm not sure if anyone was on it at the very, way back.
Sure.
yeah, no.
was-
We didn't
no,
used to have the
no,
committee
no,
when
we
I first
didn't.
started,
No,
so
we
yeah.
did not.
So we're improving.
Yeah.
We're making progress. But I
Good
think
point.
it's
But
important.
it's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I do think 3 is good, because if you only have 2 and one's absent, you're still only
Right.
1 person, so
Exactly.
that 2-person is, I think, better than just 1, so.
Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead and take the motion that Ruth made to add a 3rd committee member? And then we'll vote that and then move into the committee assignments, right?
good. Perfect.
So Ruth made a nomination or recommendation to add 1 other board member to the curriculum and programming committee. Do I have a second for that?
Support.
Support? Any other discussion? All right. Roll call. This is like a new motion.
Yep. So I'm gonna put a line down there, Michelle, for you, so. So, Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett.
Yes. All right, moving on to committee assignments. And as we look at that, we usually go by seniority and then go through that. And I think probably the easiest way to do that is, how do we do it?
You go, you pick and go down the line.
We pick and then we go down the line.
You,
right?
Ruth, me, down.
Okay.
Do we do one member of each and then go through and do a second member, or
Yeah.
do we go all the way
Right
across?
until we, yeah, we
Pick
go.
your spot, go all the way across, then start back.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So I'll start
And we
with.
get to pick Scott's.
Yeah. I'll pick board policy. And then Ruth is next.
I'm gonna do curriculum and programming, please.
I will do human resource.
I'll do human resource.
Which one?
Kate,
Human
you did
resources.
Human resource.
Okay.
Finance for 200, please.
Or is somebody picking for Scott?
Does anybody know what he?
Yeah.
After
Yeah, he
you.
wants to,
You get to go.
He wants me to go first?
I'm gonna make you go first because you're present.
Yeah, you're here.
Oh, okay. I will do board policy.
Definitely make you go first.
Okay. Anybody know what
Yeah.
Scott?
Scott wanted to keep
I was gonna say.
curriculum.
Curriculum.
Okay.
We'll allow it. That's why you can show up, this is important. Go ahead, Harvey.
Emergency and security. Ruth?
Human resources.
Facilities.
Are we back to me? Nope, Chris.
Yep. Katie went.
Katie, yeah.
Finance.
Facilities.
I was gonna offer that up for you.
Excitement.
Ringing.
We're not twisting your arms, right?
I'll do finance.
Do you know any other ones he wanted?
He said facilities, but he was on public relations too, right?
Yeah, he was on
So-
both of them.
So let's do public relations.
Back to you, Harvey.
I guess I'll do Marion Cass School Board Association.
Facilities.
Farm advisory.
Board policy.
Emergency security.
Public relations.
And Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Down here.
I don't know, maybe the emergency security or somewhere down there, I don't know.
Do you want to do it down
Oh,
here?
I forgot about that.
BRESA voting?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I can go on curriculum and, oh, but he's already on public
He's
relations.
already on there. Do BRESA.
BRESA voting.
It'll probably be open.
That'd be,
Yeah.
Probably. What one did you put for him?
Varian Risa
Risa
voting
voting.
representative. Oops, I put the wrong name. Jeez. Sorry, Chris. Okay, back to you, Harvey. Or you can just skip.
Because he already has.
I
Yeah.
can do public
We have it
relations
now.
unless somebody else wants. So,
It's up to you, you can skip, because you have
oh, yeah. I forgot, I can pass.
3, yeah,
I'll pass.
3 main ones anyways, 1, 2, 3.
I'll pass.
So it's up to me.
Yeah.
Yep,
Barry and Cass, alternate.
I will do emergency security. Katie, you're on.
How about MASB voting?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll take the alternate for that.
Okay,
I'll go on curriculum and programming.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already on that one,
Oh, he is.
and he's already on that one, so we'll skip. Back to Harvey, skip. Ruth. If you don't want public relations, I can do public relations.
Yeah, that would be
Do,
fine.
okay. Or you can do Barry and Reese of, sorry, there's one more alternate down there.
I could do an alternate there, I guess.
Okay.
No one else.
And I'll
wants
do
to-
public relations,
Okay.
unless somebody wants it.
Very good. All right, so we just need a nomination to adopt the committees as presented below. Could I have a motion?
I move the Buchanan Board of Education appoints the following board members to the committees as specified below for the 2024 calendar year.
Support.
All right, any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett.
Yes. Moving on to item J2, building liaisons. And there we go.
You are all of them, usually.
Since I
you
have to
say.
be in all the buildings, it doesn't matter. So, go ahead and, we'll start with Kelly, and then just move down.
Or Ruth, do
Or
Ruth. Yep.
Ruth?
It doesn't matter. I'll do BVA.
Okay, I'll do Moccasin. Katie,
I'll do the high school.
Chris,
I'll take the middle school.
Jenny,
I'll take Ottawa.
and then Scott.
Probably is gonna do.
Did
the
he
middle
usually do
school.
high school, middle school?
I have Miss Scott name later. She said, or he said he would do high school. He would prefer high school.
I thought
Okay.
that's what he told me last time, but I couldn't. We'll put Scott on the high school. And then back to Ruth.
Middle school. Unless
There
someone
it is.
else would like that.
I enjoyed it last year. If you want, I'll
Okay.
take it.
You can do that. I
Does she
passed
want,
that.
okay, we're taking Ruth off of middle school and putting
Yep.
Jenny.
Jen.
Got it. And then, I can do Ottawa. And then there's just Moccasin left.
I can do Moccasin.
You want Moccasin? Katie.
Very good. Okay, we have a motion to adopt the liaisons for the buildings.
I make a motion, the Buchanan Board of Education appoints the following board members as listed below for the 2024 calendar year.
Support.
Roll call.
Mr. Carlson,
Yes.
Ms. Berry,
Yes.
Ms. Brackett,
Yes.
Ms. Lesh, yes, Ms. Ryder,
Yes.
and Dr. Burnett.
Yes. Moving on to item J3, legal counsel. May we have a motion to adopt?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I move the Buchanan Board of Education adopts Troon Law Firm of Lansing, Michigan as the board legal counsel for the 2024 calendar year. If needed, the board also approves the use of Clark Hill Law Firm specifically for legal counsel of personnel and human resource concerns.
Support.
Very good. Ms. Robinson, anything to add, which is our normal?
This is our normal. We added Clark Hill a couple years ago, and, yeah.
Any questions from board members? All right, roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Lush, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett.
Yes. Moving on to item J4, school depositories. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion the following institutions be retained as depositories for the appropriate school funds for the 2024 calendar year: Honor Credit Union, United Federal Credit Union, Michigan Class Investment Pool, BMO Harris Bank, and UMB Financial Corporation.
Support.
Ms. Robinson?
These are all the institutions we do business with, including bonds or whatever else, so, yeah. Sure.
Very good. Roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Abstain based on my employment.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Lush, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett.
Yes. Moving on to item J5, auditor services.
The Buchanan Board of Education, I'll make the motion that, that the Buchanan Board of Education approves the recommendation as submitted by Business Office Specialist Carrie Brunsting for utilization of audit services from Krugel, Lawton and Company.
Support.
And Ms. Robinson, again.
Yep, and this has been our second year with Krugel Lawton, as they restarted, and I think we've been pretty satisfied with them, so.
Very good. Roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Ms. Lush, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett.
Yes. Moving on to item J6, cooperative agreements. You have a motion?
I make a motion the Buchanan Board of Education approves cooperative agreements for the 2024 calendar year with the following entities: REMC Association of Michigan, School Specialty, HPS Group Purchasing, MSBO Bus Purchasing, and Great Lakes Consortium.
Support.
All right, Ms. Robinson?
Yep, and these organizations are recognized by the state of Michigan, which does allow us to kind of speed through some of our purchasing and not go through certain processes, so.
All right, very good. Roll call.
Mr. Carlson?
Yes.
Ms. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Brackett?
Yes.
Bless you. Ms. Lush, yes. Ms. Ryder?
Yes.
And Dr. Burnett.
Yes. Item K, question and comments from board members. Any?
That was painless, thank you. That went smooth.
I think I just have one shout out to a former Buchanan student, competing in Miss America this week, so.
Yay.
Good luck to Maya.
We wish her luck.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Happy New Year to everybody, welcome back.
Well,
It's Monday.
Yes, Monday.
It's Monday.
all right. And next board meeting is Tuesday, January 16th, and we are adjourned.
Thank you.